Theranos founder Elizabeth Holmes reporting to federal prison today to begin serving her 11-year sentence for defrauding investors out of hundreds of millions of dollars. The 39-year-old is expected to be incarcerated over in Bryan, Texas, which is about 100 miles northwest of her hometown of Houston. Justin Paperny is a prison consultant and founder of White Collar Advice. He joins us now live to discuss more on the case and what happens next. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here.
Of course.
So first off here, what is it about this case that has so many people paying such close attention? We know, of course, there was a hit Hulu show that kind of spiraled out of this, and people have been talking about this case for years. Why is that?
Well, think of how many people start a business and go nowhere, get no accolades or money. They don't achieve any level of success. So I think her success early, her ability to raise money, and then you have the people who chose to invest in her. And then there was this fear of missing out. They see Rupert Murdoch. She's on stage with former presidents. Everyone wants a part of it. And everyone was a buyer of her philosophy and the business model that she hoped would change the healthcare world. So she had a lot of things going for her. But really, she brought in a lot of powerful people, which was very impressive.
So how does the surrender process work in a case like this? Does she just kind of show up to prison? She's checked in, booking photo taken. How does it work?
She shouldn't do what I did, which is say, "Hi, I'm Justin Paperny here to self-surrender." What will happen is she'll probably get there around 10 o'clock in the morning. The BOP says get there at 2. We advise people to get there early. Bryan Federal Prison Camp's a little different in that a lot of prisons you can walk in with your family and surrender. At Bryan, they will come and get you in the parking lot. They will come and get her. They'll walk her into the prison. She may have medication. She'll have her legal file. They will ask if she has her BOP number. She should have her release plan and a contact list. And then within a few hours, she'll have gone through a strip search, coughing and squatting, the whole process that every new prisoner endures. And then I suspect by 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, she will have hit the compound, stood for her first count, gone to the chow hall or dining room, as we call it, for our first meal, begin to walk the track. And I have no doubt, because of who she is, and we have clients at Bryan Federal Prison Camp like Jennifer Shaw, the TV star. People are expecting her. People want to befriend her. People loathe her. People want to take advantage of her. You can expect every scenario to come her way, which is why from this first day, within her minutes of surrendering to prison, she needs to understand her environment, lay low, and most importantly, avoid problems and ensure that things don't get made worse.
How exactly is the prison chosen? Because I know the judge did recommend this specific location. We, of course, have not gotten full confirmation yet that this is where she is going to be housed there for several years. How is the prison where she serves her time chosen?
Following her sentencing hearing, her lawyers correctly asked the judge to recommend a specific prison. The judge said, something like, "I'm happy to recommend the prison. Ultimate designation is up to the Federal Bureau of Prisons." They recommended Bryan. Odds are the BOP approved or designated her to Bryan based on her closeness to the prison there in Texas. There were some issues in Northern California with the Dublin prison. It could be high security. There's always a chance. We get news any moment now that says she's going to Dublin or Alderson. I would tell you it's all the same. It's like a $10 bill or 2 5s. You're going to a Bureau of Prisons facility. Her ability to succeed will be her ability to embrace the reality, not fixate on what prison she goes to. They're all about the same.
And this is kind of a hard question to answer, but what is her time in prison going to be like? I know that that is a location where they tend to work, and I guess they make a little bit of money there while they are serving their time.
So today, I have said, is actually a great day for her, finally a win, because at least she gets credit for time served. This whole time she's been waiting and wondering, no credit. Today she gets 1 day in the books. To how her life or how successful she'll be, that's up to her. She can sit in the chow hall or library all day lamenting and blaming everybody else but herself for her plight in life, or she can embrace the reality. This is eventually going to end, and what am I doing to prepare for life on the other side? So she will work 15 cents to probably $1.30 an hour. She could easily find a job in education or in the chow hall that only takes 1 to 3 hours a day, which will enable her to work on her appeal. But she's going to program, she's going to exercise, she's going to rest, she's going to try to connect with her family. The highest value in many of these minimum security camps isn't violent. Now, if you act like a fool, you'll get beat up. The highest value is boredom. She's got to create a strategy that helps her avoid the inevitable boredom that is so pervasive inside of these minimum security camps. And if she can do that, the time will fly. If she can find a way to use her mind to contribute to the world, time will fly. Just because your body's in prison doesn't mean your mind isn't free to roam and create and help. So she has a choice in front of her, and I encourage her from today, I'm talking like right now, get going and create a routine that proves worthy of the love and support of your family. That's how 11 years or 135 months can go pretty quickly.
And so the question becomes, and I'm sure this is one that you've answered quite a bit, what are the odds that she actually serves that entire 11 years and 3 months?
Zero, because like any federal prisoner who is eligible, she's going to get 15% good time, or about 20 months credit. Then, based on the First Step Act that Trump signed in late 2018, that now DeSantis wants to repeal, if he's elected, that will give her an additional year off of her sentence. Then she'll be eligible and get 12 full months in the halfway house. So my estimates are, in a 135-month sentence, or a little over 11 years, she will serve around 7.5 years in prison. Now, if she gets into trouble, the prison hustle, iPhones, she gets a disciplinary infraction, she can lose that 15% good time. But if all goes well, she's going to serve 7.5 years on the wrong side of prison boundaries.
Let's talk a little bit about the restitution, because I know that she was set to pay about half of that $452 million. How is that possible when she's already said that she can't even afford to pay for her attorneys at this point? How does she pay this restitution? And at some point, does she get out of paying that for not having the money?
So it's not necessarily half. If Balwani makes a payment, it reduces the balance. If she makes a payment, it reduces the balance. It is possible to pay it back. I paid it back. Jordan Belfort, others, the Wolf of Wall Street, have found a way to make money and pay it down. In prison, she's going to participate in what's called FRP, Financial Responsibility Program. And a lion's share of the money that comes in, the prison is going to take for restitution. And there have been changes based on some cases, like the R. Kelly case, where senators saw he had $38,000 in his restitution, in his commissary account, and they're like, why isn't this going to victims? So it's really changing in the BOP, where they want to take the lion's share of the resources for victims. So she'll make payments in prison. When she comes home, her probation officer will ask her to do like a full audit, all of her financials, what she has, what she makes, what she owes. Then the probation officer will create a monthly payment for her to follow, no different from Balwani. So the payments in prison are very small, because she'll be living on $300 or $400 a month. But you can expect the government for 20 years to aggressively collect. And even after she's done with probation, which is 3 years, the government will, the Financial Litigation Unit, or FLU as us prisoners call it, will be emailing, calling, reaching out to collect. It's something that will hold her down for at least 2 decades, or until it's paid.
And as we mentioned, this case has been going on for years and years. It's had national attention. How are your thoughts? What are your thoughts here to see this getting to the point where she's actually surrendering to go to prison for possibly 11 years?
Having gone through it, it's very surreal. As a defendant, I can empathize with Elizabeth Holmes. She made all of these decisions, hiring lawyers, going to trial, blaming Balwani and other people. She made all of these choices thinking it would get her closer to what she wanted, which is freedom. And kind of the tragic irony as she prepares to surrender to federal prison, as you embrace this truth that these choices I made that I thought would help me, they end up hurting me. And I've been through it. Now, I can articulate to you, people have been through worse, right? Mandela served decades in prison. My partner, Michael Santos, served 26 years in federal prison for a nonviolent drug crime. So you find perspective on these days, recognize people have been through worse. And as I said earlier, and some people call me crazy, and that's all good, but I've been through it. Today's a win for her, because it's finally a day in the books. Time stops for no one. Eventually, she's coming home. What our team would encourage her to do is use this experience productively, document it, build it, prove worthy of the love and support of your family and your 2 young children who someday will read about their mom in prison. She can do all of that from prison. When I was in prison, wrote lessons from prison, helped change my life and help people. If I did it as a nobody who nobody knew, she should do it. She should prove worthy of the attention, the accolades, the people who are standing alongside her. If she can do it, this could be a little blip in her life. The choice is hers, and I count on her to succeed.
All right, Justin, thank you so much for taking the time to join us and provide that kind of firsthand perspective there. Anything else you want to add before I let you go?
People can change. People call her sociopathic. crazy. I did not get it till I went to federal prison. Many people don't get it and change and introspect and self-examine until they go to federal prison. It is possible for her to eventually accept responsibility, say that I want to do better, share lessons learned. If she can do that, she can get on the right side and prove worthy of the love and support of her family. It is possible, but not without introspection, work, and doing the work on days she would rather do just about anything else.
All right, Justin, thank you again for taking the time to join me here. I appreciate it.
Thank you.